Here's a fun serve and volley point to learn from. Let's watch the point and then we'll analyze it. When you serve and volley, you want to take 3 steps and then split step. And that's exactly what this player does here. When you land on your serve, that's step number 1. Then he takes a second step, then a third step, and then the split. See, based on the speed of your serve and how far back or how far in the opponent will be, you'll get about 3 steps. Now, Sampras would absolutely crush his serve and only get about 2 steps. And maybe if your opponent is standing really far back against the back curtain, you might get 4 steps. But on average, you're going to take 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and then split step. So please go out and practice that with your coaches or with your teammates, just by yourself when you're hitting a round of balls. By yourself, practicing your serve. Do a couple where you actually pretend to serve and volley. Now, when you're the opponent and you see that your server is serving and volleying, the goal is to hit the ball low to them. You want your volley to land somewhere around the service line. Because if you try to hit it deep, then it passes them at too high a contact height. So you actually want to make your ball land mid-court, and that way the ball lands at their feet, and they have to volley from below net level. Now, let's look at the volley technique of the server. This is so good. The first thing you want to notice is that he has his hitting hand lower than the ball. That is the way you keep your racket head up. You can see the angle between his forearm and the racket. That means he has a strong wrist. That's what you want. You want a firm wrist, and you can loosen up as needed, but the positioning should be the same no matter what you're trying to do with the volley. Hit it hard or hit a drop shot, or drop volley. So notice he keeps his hitting hand below the ball. A lot of coaches, and I even years ago used to say, keep your racket head up. You don't want to think keep your racket head up. You want to think keep your hitting hand down. It helps you do the same thing, but it's a better way and better swing thought to have to actually accomplish that. The second thing I want to show you is that he is contacting before his foot hits the ground. Just earlier today, in fact, if you go to the video I just made before this one, and in fact, I'll have it pop up on the screen at the end of the video so you can watch it. I talk about hitting the volley and then your foot steps. This is critical for making sure you're on balance and you can move through the volley. Obviously, he is hitting on the right side of his body, so he should step with his left foot. But many rec players will step, and I would say more than half, will step and then hit the ball. That's not what you want. You want to adjust your feet as needed and then hit the ball and then step with the appropriate foot. You get momentum. It allows you to use a shorter swing and still get power on the ball. And the last thing is, notice how low he's hitting this volley over the net. A lot of rec players, when they get a low volley, the ball goes way up off the racket because the racket face is too open. Here, he's just creating the angle needed to hit the ball low over the net. That way he can hit the ball with pace and the ball stays in. Now, you may have seen in other videos, I talk about when you have a low volley, that you want to keep the ball in front of you, like you want to hit the ball down the line. But that's really only if you're on the sides of the court. When you have a low volley, do you want to hit the ball down the line? And that keeps the opponent in front of you, makes it easier for you to bisect their next shot. But here he's in the middle of the court, so really he has the whole court at his disposal. So he volleys into the open court. He then moves over. I'm surprised he moves over as far as he does because he's really covering the down the line and not the cross court. Most opponents, by the way, attempt cross court passes. Oh, wrong tool. Most opponents actually hit cross court, so I'm surprised he didn't. Maybe he was just late and he couldn't get on the outside of the ball in order to do that. And that kind of leads us to one final thought. This player, the returner, is in so much trouble that it's just not a good idea to go for a pass. See, he's very defensive in this situation, yet he's going probably for an offensive shot. Maybe he's trying to pass down the line. When you're the player in black and you are chasing down a very difficult volley with a ground stroke, just hit a defensive lob. Lob that ball way up into the air and try to make it take 2.5 or 3 seconds to come back down. And that makes it difficult for the overheader or the net player to time the overhead. Very, very fun point to learn from. Go out and practice serve and volley. If you can learn this and execute it properly, it's going to help you win a lot of matches. Now, the best way to practice these techniques is at home with a TopspinPro. You can get a TopspinPro using my link. It's in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. I absolutely love the TopspinPro, and I know you will too. So click right there to get a TopspinPro so you can work on your technique at home. Work on your serve and volley. And if you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2MinuteTennis.net. You got this.